Hello everyone. I hope you are doing well. My name is Aliva Datta and I'm an agriculturist and also a book reviewer. I have a Bookstagram account with the name Order in a Mess, and today I'm going to review one of my most favorite book that goes with the name Wings of Fire. I know most of you have heard about the book and know about the book because this has been is was a very famous book. It is the autobiography of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam with Arun Tiwari. Hello, am I audible? Hello. Okay. So I'll, if in case I was not audible, okay. Wings of Fire by Dr. A. It's an autobiography by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and it was published in 1999. And yes, it has first initially it was published in English, but it has publications. It has its translations in various languages, and it was published by the Universities Press. It's one of my favorite books there because this book carries a lot of memories for me, and I have the thing of rereading old books. I do that because every time you read a book which you have read before or at a younger age, but reading it at after many years, you can derive a new element, a new thing from that book. And this book has been with me for a long journey since from science. My science teacher said we like to, before completing high school you should read this book, so that's why I read that book back in high school. And the book is about Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. It's about a boy. He was born in a middle class family in Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu, and how with his compassionate nature, his intelligence, he went throughout the world. He was very famous, and then his contribution to Indian space, that atomic energy and everything is great, and to the Indian technology which we know. And then he derived a lot of inspiration from the surroundings that was around him, from his father, from his mother, and everything that every surrounding from them he inspired. He tried to derive inspiration from them. And I'll read out a line. When every time he used to be distressed or he used to be confused, then he used to recall the few lines that his father used to say him. And this one line really touched my heart, and it says that he who knows others is learned, but the wise one is the one who knows himself. Learning without wisdom is of no use. And he says that in the book, that whenever there were some distractions or setbacks in his life, he used to remember this line and many other lines which his father used to tell him. And then he took his bachelor's degree from St. Joseph's, and later on he went to Madras Institute of Technology, where he did his aeronautical engineering. And there what happened is that during that part, it was expensive, the aeronautical engineering was. And then his sister had to uh, give away his her jewelry, gold jewelry, and later on he promised that he'll get it back to her. And that shows the deep thing he had for learning new things, for technology. And then he worked with NASA. And the most beautiful part you will find in his book is his persistence. Even if he failed in something, he never felt that I should stop there. He started it again. And then when Agni was launched, that was, he said in his book that that is one of the most precious thing in his life, a launching of Agni. It was failed for 2 times, and many cartoons were made. Okay, and in this book you'll find that there are also those cartoons. There are photo plates, and where those cartoons are also given, which came out after Agni failed launched for 2 times. And then the day his team worked with it so much, and then it was finally they were successful. On the night when Agni, after launching Agni, he wrote something in his diary. I'll read that out too. And it says, "Do not look at Agni as an entity directed upwards to deter the ominous, or exhibit your might. It is fire in the heart of an Indian. Do not even give it the form of a missile, as it clings to the burning pride of this nation, and thus is bright. So this book, at different parts, you will find very beautiful lines. There are lines from Arthaveda, there are lines from Quran, there are lines from various famous English poets too, and from Pythagoras, from everywhere. There are lines from where he derived inspiration from different parts. And the book was basically divided into four parts, like orientation, creation, propylation, and contemplation. And for me, the most favorite part will always be the contemplation part, because there are certain things that he wrote there. Then in 1990, when he was awarded the Padma Vibhushan, and this book around 1998-99 when it was written, and he said that he can remember a decade ago what happened with him, and nothing much changed after getting the award. Even that time also, he was in a room full of books with write-ups and hired furniture, and that same goes after so many years too. Only difference was the location. So that shows how humble person he was. He was such a humble person, and it deeply, I know I feel very sad in one fact, because when I read the book, it was is, but now I need to say him in was. So that's very sad for me. And then there are many like Agni, Prithvi, and there were many missile launch that was done under him, and which was successful. He changed the whole technological thing of India. And there was very one line is there where which is very nice, and he said that technology is different from science. In technology, you need to derive inspiration from the interaction that we have with people, like such a deep meaning. And this book, I know many people, when they hear about this book or know about this book, they feel that mostly it's about like some scientific aeronautical engineering or technology. Of course it's there, but there are lots and lots of spiritual inputs in the book too, because his father's best friend was also a priest, and then they always used to discuss about like spirituality and all. And one day Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam asked that why do they pray, and his father said that for the connection with the cosmos. So so beautifully it's written about spirituality. You will get about that persistence that you need to do, like you can come up even if you fail somewhere. You can come up. So I will always suggest anyone to read this book again and again. I have done that. I have read this book, and because this book is something most of you have read, I know that, but still, if is there anyone who haven't read this book, and you think that you get an age where you can't read this book, it's not like that. You can read this book at any age or any time, because this is such a brilliant book. And at the end of the book, you will find certain things where he wants us to get that inspiration from him, that we can also do something for the country, for technology, we can do some improvements and gain inspiration in spite of the hurdles and all. So that was the review for this book, and I'll really suggest you to read this book, because this is such a wonderful book. And it's everything. You'll get scientific things, you'll get lines which are so well written. And because I have read this book so many times, I know everyone who will read it will love it. And also, do not forget to visit the online bookstore of My Secret Bookshelf, because you will get all Indian authors books here. And the best part, that you will get so many titles author signed, and also you can get a handwritten author letter with the book that you purchase. And yes, if you want to gift your beloved one a book, then you'll get it gift wrap from here too. And you can use a code that goes with the thing, ASH20, and that code is valid till 31st Jan 2021. So do use the code and buy books from My Secret Bookshelf. It is my favorite, one of my favorite online bookstore, and I know it will be yours too after you go through it. And last but not the least, I'll suggest that read this book, because it's so inspiring, it's so good. And that's all for this book, because you need to read it to know more about it. So thank you, and have a great day ahead. Thank you.